Babes. So, surprise. I was not even going to be recording anything today, which is why I am coming to you super real and raw. Hey, official podcast merch link is in the show notes. Go check it out. Get your hats, and journals. But in any case, real and raw, we have no makeup on today. We are in like our house shirt. Like it is totally like this was not planned. I have my glasses on. Like what a nerd am I? Okay. Um but I just this information comes to me when I'm doing other things and I'm like I have to share this. This is an awesome episode. There's lots of value. You have to take it, do it, learn it, memorize it, use it, do all the things. We are still pretty new to doing the solo episodes on camera. So we're still getting used to doing all like the fun graphics and the pop, pop, pop on the screen. So bear with me. We will be doing it soon. So, anyway, this episode, I wanted to share 7 things that you need to be talking about during your visits with your clients. This applies to every beauty and barber pro, salon owner, spa owner, front desk person, even. Like, there is no limit to who this applies to. Okay. So, you're going to have clients and they're going to have their consultation. And that's where you get the information that you need to even do the service. Like, what are they there for? They are there for color, root touch, and highlights. Haircut and blow dry, just a blow dry, brow wax, bikini wax, like whatever it is, you need to do that thorough consultation with them. KK. So now, what about the rest of the service? Because I know there are a lot of independent stylists, like booth renters, employees even that they they book a whole bunch of time with a client and then it takes them only like 10-15 minutes to apply the root touch up. They set the timer, they walk away to the back, whatever, and they just sit there. They don't talk to the client. The client's alone. They're on their phone, sure. Um, but they don't see them again until maybe an hour or so later when the processing is done. I have seen this happen many times. I've seen this happen where they do the consultation, which is okay, so we're doing the same thing as last time. Okay, I'm going to go mix. They apply 10-15 minutes and then they don't talk ever. And then they say, okay, your total today is, $500, please. Like, that's it. And I'm like, huh. I am an extroverted introvert. So even on the days when I cannot talk because maybe I am sick, I have a lost voice, whatever it may be, I still try to find ways to make the person feel good about themselves and wanted. That's really the key. I feel like the industry is kind of losing touch of making people feel wanted. They need to feel welcome. The hospitality part of going to the salon or spa or even the barbershop is very much waning. And so I wanted to share with you 7 different things that you can be talking about to your clients, to every client that sits in your chair, no matter what. So let's get started. This is going to happen after your thorough consultation. It doesn't matter if the person has been there first time or 100 times. You're always going to double check with them. It's going to clear you and your conscience, and it's going to make them feel reassured, welcome, seen, heard, cherished, valued. Okay? Okay. So, the first thing that you should be talking about in the salon, spa, or barbershop after you get the 411 on the person. A lot of times the clients will be like, well, so what about you? So that's my hair. What's going on here? You want to talk to your clients about salon and spa events, whatever you have going on, whatever promos are happening, other team members, like what services they are offering or specialize in. You want to cross sell and upsell every single time. Even if that cross sell, upsell is booking a free consultation with the esthetician. Okay. The reason for that is you're showing your client that there is more happening in the salon than what meets the eye. Okay. A lot of people, just to be a pain in the butt, they'll come into the salon saying, wow, it's so quiet. Or, wow, it's so busy. People just talk things that they don't even know what they're saying. Okay. So when you tell clients what events are happening, what promos are happening, what specialties each team member does best, like then they get to see, oh, okay, things happen when I'm not here. And it's like, yes, baby, you are my number one client for this hour, but not for my career, like not for my life. So that's the first thing that you want to talk about with your clients. Okay. Numero uno. Number two is when you're, of course, after the consult, you're getting your hands into their hair, you're seeing what's going on, you get to feel the rawness of what's happening with their hair when your clients do their hair at home. Okay. A lot of clients do come in, maybe dirty hair. You get to feel whatever products or not products they have in their hair. You're seeing them for what it is. A lot of clients will come to the salon with their hair messed up, because they're going to leave there perfect anyway. So you get to see what's really going on. This is a beautiful example for telling them what products they should or should not be using. What products are going to work for them. You get to educate them on what's happening with their specific hair, skin, and needs, and what you're going to be doing in today's visit that is going to either fix that problem that they are currently facing and or the process, how many visits it's going to take to do that. That is another cross-selling opportunity, upselling opportunity, and we just got to number 3 of what you can talk about in the salon. Okay, so let's rewind. So you're gonna see their hair real and raw, and you're gonna see you're gonna ask what products are you using at home, what products I can be recommending to you. We're gonna rewind those two things. What are you using at home? And then you're asking yourself, what can I recommend to them? You want to be able to recommend to your clients a regimen. Very much how the skincare industry has a regimen, right? You have a cleanser, toner, moisturizer, serum, treatment. Okay, that's all one regimen. You can have regimens comprised, pick your word, from different product lines. Okay, for all my thick haired girlies like me, I love using different products. And I love recommending different products because you are setting yourself up for success in the future. Because when one product line doesn't have a product anymore, you have already introduced them to another product line that might have something comparable and you can just switch it out. Not to mention, the hair gets used to the same thing all the time, the same product lines. So you don't want to be stuck on just one brand all the time, all day long, because the hair is going to go flat. The hair is going to go greasy. The client's going to come to you and say, hey, my hair is so weird. And you're going to be like, well, it's not blah, 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 when it totally is blah, blah, blah. So that's that. Okay. That's point number two of what you want to talk to your clients about. Okay. Even in that system, you can be walking them through, okay, at the shampoo bowl, I'm using Moroccan oil. To shampoo your hair, and then we're going to use Wella to condition, and then we're going to use a treatment by, I don't know, Kevin Murphy, and we're going to style your hair with Aquage. Okay. Like there are so many, each product brand is going to have their strengths and their weaknesses. Okay. So why not just get creative in that way? And you get to have fun, they get to have fun. They're thinking, oh my God, look at all of these things. Like it's a win win. Okay. Okay. And now we're going to jump back to number three. The third thing that you could be talking to your clients about during their visit is their specific skin, beard, whatever, their needs. You're going to talk to them about their needs, and you're going to talk to them about their wants. And the only way you're going to know what their needs and their wants are is if you are talking to them. So thank God for this episode, because then you get to hear and listen to your client. Okay. This is a thing that is very, 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 very much waning in the industry. A lot of stylists are thinking that they know all the things. They don't need to ask. They are too good to get into the in depth questions when it is never wrong to always be asking the question every visit. It's not a waste of time. People appreciate it. It is it is the formula to success. So, asking them, or telling them what you're seeing. I see that your hair is super, super dry. What are you doing at home? What are you using? This is what it actually needs. Okay, you're the professional. They are actually paying you to be on repeat. It's the same way that we all pay our dentist so that he can tell us, you gotta floss more. Okay. Your clients want to hear you gotta wash your hair more. You gotta do XYZ more. Okay. When you tell them, listen, babe, your hair is super dry. We need to do a protein treatment, and then we're going to need to do a mask once, twice a week. Then you're going to need to make an appointment for a protein keratin treatment, maybe once a month. Like, set it up. Give them the roadmap that they're going to need for the next couple appointments, and that's going to bring in your retention rate super high. You're going to make sales super high. You're going to be able to cross promote to your other teammates, maybe the esthetician, while they have the treatment on their hair, they can be getting a facial. Okay, like these are real things that do work, and it's helping everybody. Okay, it's a team player for everybody. Okay. Okay, that was point number three. Point number four is when they ask you, well, how should I wear my hair? Or maybe they won't ask you. That's point number four. You need to be educating them how they should be doing their hair at home. You need to be styling and creating, sculpting their hair so that when they are in the mirror at home, they are not cussing you out because you cut their bangs or you left their hair too long or whatever the situation might be. Telling them, listen, I am cutting your hair in this way because you have a cowlick. And if I cut it this way, it's going to make it worse. If I cut it this way, it's going to make it better. So when you style at home, you're not running my name through the ground. Okay. That is point number four. Four? I think it's number four. Okay. If they go, well, can I bring in my brush or what brushes do I need? Boom, another upsell, another cross sell, another opportunity for you to tell them about your memberships or whatever it is you have going on. You want to be able to teach them how to do their hair at home. Not because you're going to lose money. No, you're building trust. If you were only paid in loyalty points, how many would you actually have? You probably wouldn't have much because you're too worried about the dollars. Okay. The higher your loyalty points, the trust points from your clients in you, the more money comes later. That's number 4. Numero cinco. Okay. We're going to talk about the newbies, the newbie clients that are seeing you for the first time. You want to add this. I mean, this whole episode could be all about the consultation, but I feel like we do this with every client all the time. It's always going to be new information. So, but we're going to focus on the new client that's sitting in your chair for the first time. And you're going to, after you do the consultation of what they're there for, ask them questions about them. Like you're a human being, they're a human being. Just to be real and raw, hopefully you guys all use this toilet the same way. So why not ask them, how are you? What's bringing on this change? What do you like to do for fun? What do you not like to do for fun? What do you do for a living? How did you get into that? How did you meet your boyfriend, girlfriend? When are you going to get married? Like being a human being with another human being is the most beautiful experience in the entire universe. Okay. So you can be professional and still ask them about themselves. And my dog has my socks and is about. Okay. So back to what I was saying. Today is such a weird episode, the way it's coming about. It's a great episode. It's just spur of the moment. Anyway, so you have to be real with people, like what I just did now. For those dog owners out there, you totally understand what I'm talking about. For you parents, you totally understand what I'm talking about, and that you have to cut somebody off on the phone to save your kid from electrocuting themselves. Like, these are relatable things. Talk to your clients in that way to be relatable. Be relatable. Be you, but be beautifully relatable. Okay? Now, that was the 5th thing. Number 6. This goes for the clients who you've seen before, maybe once or twice. Maybe they were a referral. Um, Maybe you met them in the grocery store, whatever. You're going to want to follow up with them. Like, how's your family? How are your friends? Your neighbor sent you in here. How's she doing? I haven't seen her in a hot minute. Like, you know, I've had some stylists tell me, well, I don't want to pry in their life. Or they taught us in school not to ask them such invasive questions. Listen, we're not asking what size their underwear is, okay? We're just trying to make small talk while they're there for the hour, okay? So if you find that these questions are rude, intrusive, one, that blows my mind. 2, maybe you find them rude and intrusive because you are not at that level of professionalism, that you haven't yet mastered how to ask these questions while still maintaining your integrity as a professional in the salon. I highly suggest maybe shadowing some stylists that you admire and see how they communicate with their clients, because there's actually nothing wrong with these questions unless you ask clients who have clearly told you, I want this to be a silent appointment. I do not want to talk. Or they won't tell you anything at all. You can just tell from their body language they don't want to deal with you. Okay. If your client is sitting in the chair and they are pissed off and they just told you they had an argument with their husband or wife, like maybe be chill, okay? Maybe don't ask them a lot of stuff. Okay. But in normal situations, you want to follow up with them, make them feel wanted, make them feel seen, heard, appreciated, cherished, right? That's just basic human interaction. And I'm pretty sure we've talked about this in the podcast before, but never on video. So here we go. Okay. Ooh, there goes my mic. Okay. The last one now is it's also with our repeat clients or people we've seen before, but it is not like these are not the end all be all seven questions. Like there could be so much more, and we'll probably have more podcast episodes about it. But for today, we're focusing on these because these are the most common. Okay. This is what happens normally on a day to day. But perhaps you can come up with some of your own. And I would totally want to see what you come up with. Send me a message on Instagram, write it in the reviews, put it on the YouTube comments. Like, let's have this conversation of what you feel and like to talk to your clients about. Okay. Um, so, you know, there are things I do not recommend client that you should be talking to your clients about. I do recommend you do not talk about gossip. And what I mean by gossip is, hey, listen, your husband was in last night and he was telling me how you got into a fight last night and you wanted to pull your hair out of your head. So, do you want me to shave it for you? Or do you want me to just like, what should I tell him when he comes in next time? Like, that is gossip. That is crossing the line. That is not okay. All right. That's not that's not good. Even if you've had that client for like 20 plus years. Okay. No. Okay. Back to the number one thing you can be talking to your clients about, especially repeat clients, is you can ask about their friends, families, um, friends' hair. Like, hey, I haven't seen them in a while. How are they doing? How's their hair looking? Right. You're the professional. The only thing you should be caring about is how their hair, skin, or nails look. Okay. Because you're the solution to those problems. That kind of ties in with another one of the points that we were talking about before. But when you are talking to clients that you've seen for years versus clients that you've seen once, twice, three times, five times, it's a little different how you ask that question. And so I want to present these ideas to you because everybody's going to be able to do this differently in their own way and get the same results. Now, with that being said, I have seen and heard stylists talk about their sex lives with their clients, their conspiracy theories, their supernatural experiences. Okay, those can be borderline to uncomfortable, controversial topics in the salon, the spa, the barbershop, because it's not so much about you and the person um, getting weirded out. It is more of the people around you listening. And that's where consideration for others really comes into play. Okay. You want to be considerate of the eavesdroppers. But Krystine, they're eavesdroppers. Who gives a crap about them? I get it. I got it. However, this is a law. This is federal law in the United States. It doesn't matter if you go to a restaurant Nothing that you say in public in that restaurant is confidential because you're saying it in an open space where multiple people can hear you. So if you are talking about top secret information, okay, and it's in that restaurant and other people can hear it, including your server, that's free game, okay? So just consider that when you are having these conversations with your clients. I can tell you that what we do as beauty and barber professionals is something so privileged. We're so honored. That's why we have, various charity organizations in the industry because we get to see things and parts of people that they don't just show to others. They don't show it to their friends. We are the sounding board that they can just lay it all out on and then go about their day, pretend like nothing happened, not consider us a friend, but we are a business, right? That's the service. They're paying us so we can hear and that's it. Hear and do the service that they're paying you for and that's it. So it's very important that we know what to talk about with these people. A bonus topic for today's episode is talk about like movies, celebrities, music. I don't Politics is not part of that. Current events can go either way because of the politicization that is out there, right? Like halftime shows, okay? That can become a controversial topic real quick. But sports, hockey, the Olympics, um, football, anything like that, the weather, like you can talk about those things and you can offer, your 2 cents every time. But remember, clients will cut you off because they don't want to hear what you got to say. Anyways, that is what I had to say today. I hope it worked out for you. I want to know what you think. Put it in the comments. Leave your ratings and reviews of the Beauty Pro podcast. I know I have a couple ratings and reviews, but I want more. I want to know what it is that you're thinking, saying, feeling, understanding. Okay. And the only way that we're going to get that is if you do it. And the more that you tell me what you like and what you dislike, the better content, the better episodes we can put out there. So that's a wrap for today. I hope you enjoyed looking at my makeupless face. All right. We are taking real and raw to another extreme. Okay. I never thought I would be doing this, but it just came to me so strongly that I had to do it. And I said, well, let's see what happens with this. So yeah, here we are. So I will talk to you next week. Stay tuned to our next guest on Monday. You get to binge if you haven't been watching lately. Make sure you listen and watch to the salon guy last week, and then next week's guest, which you're gonna love. Get your notebooks out because you're gonna want to take notes for her. But yeah, that's a wrap, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.